Mike's on.
No, Steve's isn't.
A regular meeting of the Delta County Commissioners is being held this date pursuant to the following call. In the letter to the Commissioners dated November 14th, 2024, and reading as follows. The Honorable Members of the Delta County Board of Commissioners, dear Commissioners, a regular meeting of the Delta County Board of Commissioners is scheduled for Tuesday, November 19th, 2024 at 5:15 p.m. in the conference room at the Delta County Service Center. Sincerely yours, Nancy Prozrocki, Delta County Clerk. Please rise for a word of prayer. Lord, as we begin this meeting, we are thankful for our many blessings. We ask for guidance to help our commissioners make decisions in the best interest of the citizens of our county. We pray for the safety of our military men and women. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Commissioner Melner,
here.
Commissioner View,
Here.
Commissioner Crosdell,
Here.
Commissioner Van Genhoven,
Here.
and Commissioner Jensen.
Here. Okay, thank you for everybody for coming. And we will start it off by special orders of business. We need to approve the minutes from the previous meetings from 10/15/24 and 11/5/24. Can we do it all in one, Nancy, or two?
You can do it in one if you want.
We'll do it in one.
Make the motion to approve minutes of 10/15/24 and 11/5/24.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass. There was no committee of the whole. We need a motion to approve the agenda. I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I believe
Well,
Dave asked for item number 6 to be stricken under new business. He was just in here.
Yes.
Yes.
number 6?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we just approved.
Then I'll amend my motion to approve the minutes,
Agenda.
or the agenda, I'm sorry, the agenda with the correction of removing number 6.
You still second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass.
What's the amendment?
We're removing a
Moving
new
number 6.
business item number 6.
I don't have one.
Turn it over.
Veteran Affairs.
Oh, new business. Sorry.
You're all right. Don't worry.
Okay, presentation of written communication and received and forward,
There are
none.
none.
Number 8. Reports of standing statutory special meetings and others.
There are none.
Number 9, public comment on agenda items. Anybody have a public comment on agenda items? Does anybody have a public comment on agenda items? Seeing none, we will move on to public hearing on city and utility scale renewable energy project pursued by PA 233 of 2023. I need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
I'll support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass. Anybody want to start it off? Public? Seeing nobody coming up?
I didn't get an agenda packet before this meeting. Can you explain what this public hearing's about?
Ashley?
Is it in our pack?
The only
So
thing that's in it is the note.
this public hearing is just to be held on the compatible renewable energy ordinance with the planning commission. We are sending it back to planning commission for them to hold a public hearing, so you'll have another opportunity to voice any concerns. Or I will be requesting it to be sent back.
So if you have any input or questions, that will obviously go back to them at planning, by all means.
Is there any public comment?
Steve?
Is this something that we are trying to pass for the county as far as our solar ordinance? I'm just trying to figure out what this is. I mean, we have a solar ordinance now, correct?
Correct.
And this is changing that solar ordinance or just reaffirming some stuff in it? I'm just trying to
It
figure
would
out
be
what it is.
amending,
You know, and,
And what are the
amending
amendments?
our ordinance. So we have a zoning ordinance. And then this is a portion that would be amended, would be the solar portion.
Okay, and that's gonna
Well,
follow the Creo for Public Act 233?
Correct.
correct.
Okay, that's good. That's what I was wondering.
And I also want to say not just solar, it's just renewable energy.
Yes. Green energy.
But I seen the Creo on here for Public Act 233, which we're gonna be within compliance of that then, once this is done.
Correct.
Okay.
But Mr. Kaplan is correct in his assessment that there was no supporting documentation for this in the agenda packet, correct?
Nope.
Correct.
Okay.
Because it hasn't came out of planning commission.
Right. So I guess I'm just curious as to why we're holding a public hearing at the county level when it hasn't even been discussed at the planning commission level yet.
Because it was presented to the planning commission on Monday and submission for a public hearing notice to be posted in the paper was already sent in. And so we wanted to give individuals an opportunity since we already had it in the paper.
Okay.
If
Okay,
I
that-
would have removed it, it would have looked, you know. I
So
would
that,
give-
that clears it up for me. I'm just saying that so far, nothing has been decided at the planning commission level. There is no supporting documentation in our agenda packet. And so when, people question what it's about, we can just say it's kicking back to planning, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. So, no action needed to be taken?
Yeah.
Okay.
There won't be no action on that one?
But we do have to close.
it's a public
Oh,
hearing.
Yeah.
Let's bring Mr. Kaplan up.
Public comment?
Sure.
Joe Kaplan, Ford River Township. I just want to remind folks, a big reason that you're all sitting up there tonight is because one of the former commissioners had a massive conflict of interest when it came to solar.
Yep.
And it really was Bob Barron and Dave Moyle who determined what those setbacks were going to be in the end. And I think they set it about the same as a garage, 30 feet.
That's correct.
And there was a lot of work done at the planning commission level previously that was basically ignored when it got to the commission. So I would say that you should reevaluate
Yeah.
what those setbacks are and take a look at what was changed from the original planning commission document. Because it's certainly, the planning commission seemed far more equitable than what the commission ended up deciding and changing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken on that, we had 11 pages or 9 pages and it went down to a page and a half.
Yeah, so at the last planning commission meeting, we discussed this, just for transparency's sake, for those people who weren't in attendance at the last planning commission meeting. And what we decided to do was, in order to expedite this process, was to form a subcommittee, which will be Commissioner Jensen, Chair Denholm, and Curtis Larson. So they'll be reviewing what had taken place at the planning commission prior, and then what we need to do to make the amendments in the most appropriate manner.
So is there any more public comment on?
For the public hearing.
Well, can I just make one more comment, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
The compatible renewable energy ordinance, the setbacks are now determined and must follow the Michigan Public Service Commission. They can be no less restrained than what's written by that Public Act 233. So I would advise people to look at that, to go to the Planning Commission and see where we sit with that ordinance to make sure we're in compliance with that. Because there's a lot of people that have a vested interest in this thing being passed properly.
Next planning commission meeting is December 2nd.
Okay. Is there any more public comment?
I'll move we close public comment.
Support. Motion to close the public.
Can I get a second to
I
close
support.
public? Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass. Okay, administrators report.
2 updates on the collective bargaining negotiations. We have a tentative agreement with Central Dispatch Unit, and then we also have a 6-month extension with the Corrections Unit. And then these will be coming before the commissioners at a later date.
Okay. Can I get a motion to put the administrators report on
Can I
file?
ask a question first?
Sure.
Okay. Ashley, I was just wondering if there's been any update with the documentation regarding the airport investigation from last meeting?
Yes, so Commissioner Mueller just signed his letter giving permission for the need-to-know basis.
Thank you.
And then we'll be moving forward with the process.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion pass.
Oh, did we get a?
No, it didn't
No, we didn't get a second. I'll
We
second.
didn't?
I'll second it.
I thought you did second it.
Sorry.
Okay.
We did.
Personnel Committee meeting, minutes from 11:4 and 11:8 of 24.
Well, the Personnel Committee met on 11/4. It was, talked about hiring the election workers over a 9-day period that we are mandated to hold for voting. We needed to follow IRS reporting purposes for withholding tax, pay reporting, reimbursements will be done by state or townships for this, and Ashley will have to, our administrator will have to do orientation, and they will literally become hired election workers for our county as of last year. And then we'll work on what we're gonna do in the next years on how to handle this. But it was something Nancy worked out with an agreement with all the townships, and we have everything under one umbrella, so I thought it was pretty good that way. And it's in your packet what we did, so you can look at that. And then the meeting of, I think, 11/8/24, that was the reorganization of the prosecuting office, different prescriptions, job descriptions, pay grades. All of that will be taken on the agenda tonight. There's increase in hours for one position, a new position that'll be operated in that office, and then the reclassification of the other positions for the prosecutor to make our office run more effective and efficient, and all that'll be later on in our agenda.
I'll move to put the personnel committee minutes on file.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion pass. Number 3, IT report. Committee minutes from 11:13.
You're the chair. You're the chair, so go ahead.
Brandon and Cody informed us of a lot of information of IT stuff that they don't want the public to know. And the reason is, it's different types of malware, software, antivirus stuff that he felt wouldn't be advantageous to let the public know, because they could do research and start doing different things to maybe attack our system. But he got a program with remote monitoring and managing access. He's looking at different programs and found some that were less expensive and more efficient We did talk about public concerns of live access, of remote comments during meetings, which could mean Zoom or something else. We didn't make any decisions on that. We did talk about the HIPAA laws when people have to do remote work from their office to home, and he's talking mostly with the court people. They have to take files home and stuff, and we need to make sure that we keep them secure and where access cannot be given to other people. There was a lot of discussion on how he handles all the county, all the equipment, how he tags everything. And in the end, we looked at YouTube live views. And we set a record in April 29, 2024, 2,376 views of our YouTube channel. And at that meeting, 996 were live, and we're down to just a bare minimum right now. So, but all that's in our packet. You can see what happened. I don't know, you want to mention something, or?
The only thing I would mention is, we went over, it's not done deal, but we did talk about AI and the regards of it being at the county level, the confidential information that would go over that. So in the future, we'd be looking at an AI policy for the county.
One thing that I noticed at the meeting is they came up with so many things that they are changing in our county to save money. I think we should have an incentive for people that go above and beyond to save money, that they could get a small percentage of the savings for 1 year. Well, I've heard other government agencies have done that, and
Here we go.
well, no, that gets the creative mind to good solutions to hone in on saving our county money, and I think we should reward people that want to put that effort out. I told that to Brandon, so he had a big smile, you know. I said, well, I don't know if we can do anything about it, but I'll mention it. I thought it was, because if you listen to what he saved and what he's doing, he's really a big asset to our county. He's really good at what he does, and I'd hate to lose him. So, that's about it.
Okay?
I'll
Could I-
move to put the IT committee minutes on file.
Support.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion pass. Finance.
Finance, from the finance meeting on 11/14/22.
22.
24.
Right, yeah,
I'm
sorry
way
about that.
behind.
I don't know where we're at on that one. It's going to, let's see, 14. It will actually encompass items 7 through 14 in your packet. Obviously, the reorganization of the prosecutor's office. There'll be one here for survey and remonumentation, and then budget, two budget amendments for budget adjustments.
Okay. Can I get a motion to put that on file?
So moved.
Support.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion pass. Number 5, departmental updates. Any departmental updates? Any departmental updates? Seeing none, we will move on to unfinished business. And number 1, planning commission bylaws update. Are we still tabling that?
Motion to table.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 2, planning commission ordinance update.
Motion to table.
Support.
All in favor?
Can we
Aye.
at least have why we're tabling it? I
It's
mean,
just continued from the last meeting because we haven't held public hearings for them yet at the
Okay.
planning commission level.
On both of them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. New business, payment of bills.
I've examined all claims presented and recommend payment of the following, that the county clerk be directed to issue orders on the county treasurer to the claimants for the amounts allowed. Grand total of bills, $728,609.03. Commissioner expenses of $2,807.66.
I'll move we pay the bills of $728,609.03 and commissioner expenses of $2,807.66.
I'll second.
Get a roll call?
View,
Yes.
Crosdell,
Yes.
Vangenhoven,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
and Melnick.
Yes. Okay. Got our bills paid. Number 2. This is a resolution of appreciation from Tom Butch.
What don't you have?
But number 2 doesn't match with the,
Yeah,
Right.
is that it? Okay.
Six? Page 6
sorry,
of,
Page 4.
page 4.
Yeah.
Yes. Could
Please
you
read
that?
Please, Nancy. Please, please, Nancy.
Otherwise, John Melner would.
Otherwise, John.
My voice is,
Okay. And I just have to say, I've known Tom Butch since I've been in office, and he's an incredible man. So it's my honor to read this. Resolution of appreciation. Whereas Thomas L. Butch was appointed to the Beatty Knott Community College Board of Trustees in 1974 and elected to office 8 times, he worked with 5 college presidents and was instrumental in the hiring of the last 4. And whereas Tom L. Butch supported student success, community success, and the culture of success at Beatty Knott Community College through his service in each office of the board and on the board committees, and built a model of civility for the board that has lasted through many board members and many years by mentoring every trustee through the behaviors he has modeled, to establish a board that is civil, inquisitive, and equally dedicated to student success and fiscal responsibility. And whereas Thomas L. Butch supported student success through his motivation of 2 guiding principles, student success and fiscal responsibility, and service as a trustee providing outstanding leadership, vision, and dedication towards academic excellence. Whereas Thomas L. Butch supported community success through his service as a trustee that increased long-term stability of the college, built its reputation within the community and beyond, and maintained a focus on student and community success with the passage of 4 millages that funded construction of the Learning Resources Center, the Joseph L. Herman University Center, the Iron Mountain Campus, and the renewal millage for capital improvements, with the innovative agreement in 1989 and the 50-year renewed lease partnership in 2021 to house the Northern Lights YMCA on the Escanaba campus, with the college designated as a military-friendly school, and with recognition of his commitment to education as the recipient of the 2009 Delta County Chamber of Commerce Education Excellence Award. And whereas Thomas L. Butch supported the employees of Beatty Knott Community College to create a culture of success through his service as a trustee that achieved recognition as a 2017 Great College to Work For and as the 2022 Business of the Year from the Delta County Chamber of Commerce. Whereas Thomas L. Butch represented Beatty Knott Community College on the Michigan Community College Association Board of Directors and Legislative Committee for many years, working tirelessly for equitable state appropriations funding for the college, and was awarded the 2024 Michigan Community College Association Recognition Award in honor of his exemplary contributions and commitment to supporting the mission of Michigan's community colleges. And whereas Thomas L. Butch was recognized for his generous and inspirational commitment of time and support to Bay Knox Community College in 2019 when the Board of Trustees renamed the college library the Thomas L. Butch Library in his honor. And whereas outside of Bay Knox Community College, Thomas L. Butch received degrees from the University of Michigan, a bachelor with distinction and honors in political science in 1964, a JD cum laude 1967, and joined the predecessor to the Escanaba law firm of Butch Quinn, Rosemurgy, Jordis, Burkhart, Lewandowski, and Miller, PC. The same year, he was admitted to the bar of the state of Michigan in 1968. Tom served on the board of Delta County Schoolcraft Intermediate School District from 1967 to 1973. He was the city attorney for the city of Gladstone from 1975 through 2013, is a member of the Pi Sigma Phi Alpha honorary political science fraternity, is an honorary member of the Phi Theta Kappa, and served on the Delta County Economic Alliance Board of Directors and the Gladstone Planning Commission. Tom also embraced his artistic side as a barbershopper with the Remnants Barbershop Chorus for several years. He and his wife Alice have 3 children and 4 grandchildren. Wow.
Thank you, Nancy, for doing that.
Can we clap for that?
Yes.
Let's. An accomplishment.
Great person. Okay, we go.
Now therefore,
Oh.
yeah, now therefore.
Wasn't on that original sheet. Okay. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Delta County Board of Commissioners would like to thank Thomas L. Butch for his contributions to Delta County and extend him best wishes in his retirement.
Okay.
Now we
Now we can.
Now,
Okay, we need a roll call vote on,
on the resolution?
Yep. Okay, View,
Yes.
Crosdell,
yes.
Vangenhoven.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
And Melner.
yes. Okay, motion passed for the resolution. Okay, we will move on to number 3. If I can get my screen to move. And that is, let's see, December Parks and Rec Commission. Brian Godfrey did not respond, so we're gonna need somebody to fill his spot in. That was District 1. And Mary
That
Harrington.
was District 2.
Huh? 2?
2, yes.
Are you District 1?
Oh, yeah.
Gladstone, Escanaba Township.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mary Harrington accepted, so she said yes, so she will be on.
Do we need to make a motion to reappoint her?
Correct.
Okay, I would like to make a motion to reappoint Mary Harrington to the Parks and Recreation Commission.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you.
And then I would like to make a motion to put out a notice of 30-day appointment for Park and Recreation Commission. Do we have to do that too?
We have already done that.
Got it, thanks. Never mind then.
Okay. We will move on to number 4. And that is new commissioner school. Is this the one in Frankenmuth?
Correct. There is a session available in Frankenmuth.
No, there's one in Delta County.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so-
there is a commissioner that is unable to make the Delta County time, so they're requesting to go to Frankenmuth. So we would have
Okay.
to approve them to do out-of-county travel.
I'll move that
Okay.
we approve out-of-county travel for the new commissioner school for any commissioner that can't make it to the local one in Delta County.
Am I allowed to ask? Oh, we need support.
Can I get support?
Support.
Am I allowed to ask who it is?
I don't see why not.
Who can't make the new commissioner's school? Thank you. Thank you.
You never know what might come
Yeah.
up with one of the other commissioners. I mean, they might be obligated, and then they'll have
But we only got one going to Franklin Booth?
Yeah,
Booth then?
only,
Okay,
newly elected
okay,
Commissioner Williams.
okay.
It's not, yeah.
We got a motion?
Okay.
We got a second? We got discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass. Number 5.
Another request for out-of-county travel, Commissioner Mulliner is requesting approval to attend the NACO conference in Washington DC.
And that one, the MAC, Michigan Association of Counties, pays for everything. The only thing they don't pay for is my per diem. They pay for food, lodging, airplane travel, they pay for it all. And that one is in Washington DC. We fly out, February 28th, come back on the 4th.
I'll move that we approve out-of-county travel to the NACO conference for our chair, who represents us in the UP through the MAC conference, for all of his per diem expenses.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 6 was scratched off. Number 7, prosecutor, new position, circuit court, and abuse and neglect intake clerk. Do we want to have,
The new position that was created, it has been through personnel and finance committees and has been recommended by them. We have Prosecutor Wickman that is also here if you have any questions.
Move to approve.
Support.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 8, prosecutor, circuit court, and, excuse me. Sorry about that. Clerk description review.
The request is to change the title and update the job description. In that update, there's an increase of hours from 35 to 40. Both the personnel and finance committees have recommended.
Move to approve.
Support.
Question, Mr. Chair. In our packet, it says 260 total hour increase for a cost of $3,410.20. Is that correct? Are the wages for that position that little? I mean, I don't want to say little, but it seems awful. It doesn't seem right in my books, because it's like 13 bucks an hour. I'm just asking. I don't know what they get paid, but
I don't know. I
Ashley?
don't have what they.
Lauren, you want to come up and just talk about the hours? Thanks.
Enough questions is probably not gonna go over well, though.
well,
right
I'm just
now.
trying to add them up, and that doesn't seem like you're gonna keep someone there at that rate.
If you did the math and it came out to $13 an hour, I know that's not the rate for that position.
That is not the rate, but the adjustment to the budget would be only $3,400, or $3,400.
But I'm going 260 hours at 3,410 hours. You divide that out, and it comes out, so
Correct.
what am I
So in
missing?
previous years, there was a grant associated with the increase of hours. So that was carried over, so the increase on what we've already budgeted is 3,400 hours.
Okay, so it's just an increase.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
That position's already established at the 35 hours, typically. Her job just requires at this point 40 hours to keep her head above water.
Not a reclassification of grade or anything.
Just extra hours.
Just,
It's the grant.
just a little bit extra county budget to go with that grant is the three.
No, the grant is done.
The grant expired. The grant was post-COVID. It ran for about 3.5 years. something about that, 3.5 years. And so we utilized that for as long as we could, but unfortunately, the demands of the job haven't continued, whereas that grant fell away. So we're asking to, now the county kind of pick up the bill associated with those extra hours.
So we're gonna take the whole 35 hours and add an extra 5 hours on to that, but it's gotta cost more than 3,000, wouldn't it?
We already have the base wage established, so we just need to make an amendment for the extra 5 hours.
Yeah, but that's still only $13 an hour.
Yeah,
so
it
that
doesn't add up.
sense.
So, like I said, it was already in the budget at a certain dollar amount. This is how much it would be to increase that. So when the budget was reviewed, it carried over the previous wages.
But next year it won't.
Well, next year will change on what the contract agreement is. Because they are part of a union contract, so it's actually gonna be an increase, because they get an increase every year.
Right, but it's still that additional 5 hours a week that you're
Correct.
paying the full amount for.
Yes,
So next year is where you're gonna see a big jump.
it's only gonna be, because, well, we're gonna show the amended budget at, I don't know where it's at right now, it's hard, but we'll give out $40,000, $50,000. And then next year, you're gonna see a 3% increase of that, because it's at the amended budget, we reflect upon the amended budget.
Well, if I was making a motion to accept this increase in hours, I would eliminate the 260 hours and say that we make them, I would move that we increase this job from 30 to 40 hours with a total cost increase of $3,410.20.
There's already a motion on the table, isn't there?
There's no motion out there yet, that I know of.
I thought I did.
Is there a motion out there, Nancy?
On the circuit court evidence clerk, there was.
Yeah, but not on the intake clerk, office
but not on the
manager.
intake clerk, no.
What-
But
okay,
this applies
apologies.
to all of the positions.
No, this
No,
is just.
okay,
this is
but
Yeah.
we're
One
on,
position,
we're on agenda item number 8 right now,
correct.
correct? And I made a motion to
Yes.
approve.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought-
And there was support from Myra, I believe, right?
Correct.
And then we had the question from Steve.
So we're not approving the additional hours then, just on this item.
I believe it was incorporated in the job description.
Yes.
If I recall
Yeah.
correctly, the motion was to approve the job description.
Yes.
Yes.
You got any more, Commissioner View?
It just don't add up to me. I would just like the 260 hours taken out of there as part of the motion, and that it's just gonna increase the county's budget by $3,410.20.
5 hours times 52 weeks is 260.
I'm not questioning that.
Well, then why do you want it taken out?
Because I only want the total cost of what the 5 hours is going to add to the prosecutor's position of,
But we're changing the job description from 35 hours to 40 hours. So if we take out 260 hours, then we're going to be increasing her wage but keeping her at 35 hours. And that's not,
Yeah, the union
And we can't
contract,
do
we
that.
actually can't do that.
Yeah.
vote no.
pardon?
You can always vote no.
260 hours at $3,410 the math doesn't
It's
figure
the
out.
surplus,
So you already had a balance in there that isn't on there?
right. It's a
Okay.
surplus. It's above what the budget was approved. This is how much more of an increase to the budget is 34.
Okay, so this job, I mean, just so I'm clear, if I vote yes on it, this job was budgeted for 35 hours, but there was additional money put in there for above the 35 hours, and then we decided with the reorganization to go to 40 hours, and because it's already budgeted for that additional amount, it doesn't cover everything for the extra 260 hours, and we need $3,410.20 additional dollars to be put in there to cover that,
Because she
correct?
was getting grant, she's no longer getting the grant.
Right.
Well, that makes more sense that way, but I took it, 260 hours, 3,000 was.
Okay?
I'm
Any
sat-
more?
I'm satisfied.
Okay. We got a motion, we got a second, we got support. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass. Number 9. That one is the prosecutor intake clerk / manager description review.
Yes, the prosecutor is requesting and has been reviewed by the Personnel Committee to change the title to misdemeanor intake clerk and update the job description.
I'll move that we do that.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 10. Prosecutor felony probate intake clerk description review.
Prosecutor Wickman is requesting to change the title to felony and juvenile intake clerk and update the job description. This has also been recommended by the Personnel Committee.
I'll move that we do that.
Support.
Any discussion?
It's all in our packet for everyone to see, so, in case someone doesn't understand, we kind of checked this out pretty good, so something that's going to make the prosecuting office be much more effective and efficient for the people of the county.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 11, prosecutor, city contract allocation. You want to go?
Yep, the request by Prosecutor Whitman is the allocation that's presented before you. This is an annual allocation that we make. I don't know if you have any questions regarding.
I don't have no questions. Well, let's get a motion.
I'll move that we, City of Escanaba contract allocations be accepted as written in our packet, as proposed, for $38,000 in the following areas. I can read them if you want, or we just all looked at them anyway, so.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
5 different areas.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass.
Thank you for all your work, Lauren.
Thank you.
Number 12, survey remonetization request for amending contract.
Mel Davis approached me requesting to amend the contract to include a few more corners. They're presented before you, and then not to exceed $3,000 for those corners. This has been reviewed by the Finance Committee and was recommended.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
This is additional money not covered by the grant, then? Is that what
Correct.
Okay.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass. Number 13, administrative defined benefit budget amendment.
In front of you is a journal entry or a budget amendment that I'm requesting to be made. After receiving our October monthly bill, there were slight adjustments in each department, and then also one major change was difference in funding sources. So one employee moved out of the general fund and into a special revenue fund. And the net difference is $10,217.63.
Okay, can I get a motion to accept?
I'll move that we accept the defined benefit budget amendment as presented for $10,217.63.
Second?
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass. Number 14.
Agenda item.
Number 14 is the Board of Commissioners budget adjustment.
So, with a couple out-of-county travel requests, I, reviewed the fiscal year '24 activity, and what we had estimated in fiscal year '25 budget. I foresee a few increases on several different items, and I'm requesting for a budget amendment amount of $6,500 for the department.
I'll move that we okay the budget amendment of 6,500 for the Board of Commissioners as a budget amendment.
Do I get a second?
Second it.
Any more discussion?
Just shows that you're looking forward to an active board getting involved in the community.
Yeah.
That's what this is doing, and I think it's gonna be great for the people of.
The way I look at it, the board we have right now, it's really been boosting all our committees up more and more. And they're just getting more and more active, more and more, what should I say,
We're getting more done, we're seeing more
Yes.
results.
more results. That's what we're looking for. So I think it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, can I got a motion, a second, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 15. FY '25 court, drug court grant contract, sorry.
So before you is the State Court Administrative Office Michigan Drug Court Grant Program. We were awarded $45,000, and this is to be used for the drug court. It pays for a full-time position and then also some drug screenings and supplies that are needed. I'm just looking for approval to accept the grant.
Move to approve.
Support.
Any discussion?
Is this a reoccurring grant, or was this a first time?
The reoccurring grant.
Reoccurring, thank you.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion pass. Okay, number 12, general public comment.
So I haven't ever addressed
Please.
the commission before, but my name is Victoria LaFave. I'm a resident of Wells Township in Delta County. I met Commissioner Jensen at the chamber dinner. I work for the Chamber of Commerce as well. So the reason I'm here tonight is I emailed our Jack Bergman's UP rep about this, is I live along the Old State Road, and we are in desperate need of a bike path or shoulder, something to make the road safe. So I don't know if you're all familiar with the Old State Road. It's 4.5 miles west of Escanaba. It goes, I think it goes a total of 4.5 miles. And my parents live along the road, I live along the road, and personally, I know the bike group that bikes every Tuesday night. And it's dangerous, in a word. It's just completely dangerous. People are having to go into the shoulder, there's no shoulder, really. Are you guys familiar with the
Yes,
rocks?
it's the ditch. You like go off the road into the ditch,
And
yes.
it's steep, yeah.
So it's very deep and it's dangerous, and now the road commission did the best by putting rocks along each side, the south and the north side. So I'm just looking to you, I know with the chamber, I'm aware that there's a 5-year plan, a rec plan, is it called? So I'm wondering if there's State of Michigan Trust Fund, DNR funds, or my husband and I researched, there's something called Safe Streets for All, ss4a.gov. It's a federal grant program. And Jack Bergman's office said, often what happens is the funds come and go very quickly. So I'm not sure if you guys have some, access to funds through either the DNR Trust Fund grant program or federal funds or any. Bob Stasowich with Wells Township as well has come to our house and talked to us about it. He's aware of it, and he'd like to somehow help out. So if you have any access to any funds for a bike path, my husband and I'd be willing to help, research it. If you think that it's possible, or if I should look somewhere else. That's what my concern is. So basically, I do have emails that I've sent to Bergman's office, and now, the person who used to work for Bergman now works for McBroom, so I'm kind of talking to both of them. But they recommended that I talk to you guys first to see if there's anything you can do, even for a safe shoulder for one side of the road, the north side possibly, but there's one side where there's mailboxes, obviously, that would be more work. That's what I'm asking for. If you have any ideas, I'd appreciate anything we could look up. My husband and I are pretty good with research and writing, so I can help if there's anything. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Any more? Oh,
Chris Williams, Ford River Township. I just have a few words that I want to say about Tom Butch. I worked with him at the college, and he was a board of trustees while I was a vice president at the college. And I just want to say that his leadership style is amazing. He helped shape my leadership style. I always felt listened to, I felt appreciated, I felt like he wanted to understand and wanted to assist or help me in any way I could as a member of the staff there. And so I just want to say thank you to Nancy for reading his resolution. It was really beautiful and well-deserving, and I really appreciate people who give as much as he did in his time. Also, I just want to note that if I don't have to attend that in-person training, I would prefer not to. But if I have to, I cannot attend in Escanaba. So, thank you.
any more public comment?
Judy Deloria of Ford River Township. Myra Crosdale will be ending her commission at the end of this year. I would like to thank her for stepping forward to be the candidate in District 3 for the recall election, and I am proud to say that I have served as her campaign treasurer.
Thank you, Judy.
Any more public comment? Any more public comment? Seeing none, we will move on to commissioner comments. Commissioner Crosdale.
Yes, not much from me tonight. Just want to wish everybody a happy and safe hunting season and a happy Thanksgiving. That's about it.
Commissioner Veal.
Couple items. First, I thought we got in our email a resolution supporting Penn Win Industries to explore innovative solid waste alternatives in the Upper Peninsula. I'd like to see that come before the board. It also involves enhancing our rail infrastructure, and he's talked about envisioning the role of our deep water ports here could play in shaping a sustainable future for his idea. We're not spending any money. We're just giving him some support where he can go downstate or to the legislators to get some ideas going with funding. And was that in our email at this time? And I didn't see it in the packet. I was wondering why. I'd like it in the packet for next time if possible.
Right, I'll put it in as a request. As a commissioner, you have to request.
Oh,
what
okay.
you
I thought
want.
it was just given to us, because at the Upper Peninsula Commissioners Conference, it was somewhat agreed that all the different counties would try to see if they could bring this forward to their boards and get passed for support of his idea.
You'll
Not-
get it in communications, but then you have to request if you want it to be
Okay,
brought forward.
that's where I got it then. So, that's fine. The other thing I'd like to touch on is, I attended Whispering Pine Snow Pine Advisory Committee. just to let people, that was done November 14th. This is an adult foster care homes that they manage. Funding is from the residents, different contractors like Pathways, North Point, and other state and federal agencies. I don't know how much the commission knows about this, but I did a little research and asked questions. They have 37 clients being served in 8 locations in Delta and Menominee County. We have 3 in Escanaba and 1 in Gladstone right now. They have 6 openings available, so anyone in the community that needs someone with that needs adult foster care, they would, you could check with them, and like I said, they got 6 openings. We had a wage review committee meeting. The state mandated a 20% increase for all direct care workers. So there was a motion passed, and we approved that mandate. I don't, a mandate's a mandate. And we also put in that motion that there would be a 20-cent increase for all administrative staff at the same time, just to keep pace. We reviewed and approved the administrative policy updates. There's a whole list of stuff if somebody wants to look at them. We approved the budget. It's just over $3 million of income. Operating expenses, a little bit under $3 million. They had a net income projected for 2025 of $81,514.88. They also had a Consumer Guardian professional survey done. 44% return rate on that, but it was highly satisfied with the services that Whispering Pines offers in all their group homes. And they did give us an annual training manual for next year. I'll have to pass it on to the next commissioner on that to overview for passage of next year. So now you got a little bit of what Whispering Pines is compared to Pinecrest. There's 2 different organizations, and they have quite a big budget. The other thing that I wanted to, and I think Commissioner Kelly touched on it, was, let me see if I can find it here. Got so many notes here. Oh, the safety, sensitive security information clearance. I would like, can that information just be sent to us somehow? I know, John, you signed something. I don't know what you signed as far as getting that information where the opinion was made for that manifest of what went wrong on the airport.
Yeah, I just signed it today.
So
That's for us to be able to get our security clearance required to view those documents.
okay, and how are we gonna be able to review them documents? And when? Because now it's like 2 weeks since we passed that, so I'm just kinda curious if.
Federal government.
Well, we have the first step done that you are now part of the need to know. We're facilitating on how to give you the information because currently they're in a very large drive. We just emailed over, and also the FAA frowns upon sending out the sensitive information so it can be viewed outside of county facilities. So we're still working on how to process. I have been in conversations with our airport manager, Rand Stadler, and he's talking with TSA, FAA about that.
So they don't like it emailed?
No.
Any of it that is, what about the non-safety sensitive stuff? Because safety sensitive stuff is stuff that they don't want people to know how you operate the airport on its security and stuff. I'm looking at interviews.
It's like 2,000 documents, and I guess I could go through that. That would be taking my time away from other items to differentiate between what is sensitive and what is not. So we're trying to use a way that give you the information that you're requesting for without taking up hours upon hours of redaction and such. So
How did Graham receive it?
It was sent to him via email. but he was to destroy and he signed off on to destroy that information.
Okay.
We
Can we have the same criteria for us?
can look into that. I haven't said one way or the other on how we're gonna facilitate this.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I was just curious about that. Other than that, Thanksgiving.
I would
sa-
like to make a statement on, there is a difference between Attorney Graham. He gets in trouble doing anything, he gets disbarred and whatnot. Commissioners, there isn't. There isn't that, we're gonna come after ourselves, you know? So I just I wanna make sure I know you wanna bring this open, the airport investigation, and look into it and see what was done, and that is great. I just want to make sure we're taking the proper procedures. I did the same thing when it was first talked about with the airport. There was a lot that went through it, so.
No, my main concern is some of the stuff in there, I don't know how they could come to that conclusion.
And that's
because-
why we want to review the documents.
Yep.
Yep.
And I just want to see how they substantiated that, because I was part of the airport board, and some of it just didn't line up right from my observations. That's all. Okay, everyone, I wish you safe travels, and God bless Delta County.
Commissioner Kelly.
Okay, so I recently attended with our other commissioners the UPACC conference, I think that was last month, and Paul Putnam from the MSUE office gave a presentation regarding SNAP benefits for our local veterans and the availability of that, and they're willing to facilitate that program and help sign up veterans for SNAP benefits. And so I invited Paul Putnam to come here and give a presentation at our next board meeting, which will be the first meeting in December, on December 3rd. And he's willing to stay afterwards and help facilitate any type of sign-up that may be needed for veterans. So I'll be putting in a request to Commissioner Malner and to Nancy to have that added to the agenda. Just a couple local events to look forward to, because we don't have a meeting in the meantime. Black Friday on Tuesday is in downtown Escanaba on Tuesday, the 26th, along with our tree lighting. And then Old Fashioned Christmas will be on the 29th, which is a Friday, in downtown Gladstone. So I invite all of our local residents to come and participate and kick off the holiday season. And happy Thanksgiving.
Commissioner Jensen.
So myself, along with Commissioner Kelly, finished up the citizen planner course that's done through MSUE. What's that? Yep. Yeah, I'll pull it up closer here. Better? Okay, sorry. We actually finished up the citizen planner course that's done through Michigan State University Extension Office. I found it absolutely an amazing course. There's several follow-on portions that go with that, and we'll look at those here pretty quick.
To be master planner.
Yeah, there you go. But for that, yeah, I can't, just the level of instruction besides the material you have and have access to, I think is gonna be a very large benefit going forward. For us and for the planning commission. For those that may not have seen, this year, one of the Veterans Day ceremonies that's normally done at Gardner Refs was actually held at the Chamber Multi-Use Complex. Of course, that's where the UP Military Museum is. It was, for those that didn't see it, was absolutely an amazing ceremony they did that day. And I think you're gonna see coming up as that being hosted in that venue again. It worked very, very well. The other item, which Administrator Youngin mentioned, the current contracts and where those are, and we have a few that are ongoing yet.
Nancy.
Nothing for me, I'm just so thankful the election is over.
Administrator Young.
I can actually just-
No, thank you.
I attended my first MAC board meeting down in Lansing on the 8th. There wasn't too much going on because of the mix-up with the election and everything. So maybe the next one will be a little more productive. I am going to be going to Washington DC for NACO, which is the National Association of Counties, and pretty excited about that one. There's some stuff that I'm getting some stuff together for the whole UP, because I do represent the whole UP through MAC, and there's some stuff that Administrator Young, me and her already talked about, that'll help all the counties. So I'm gonna try to be working on some of that stuff. So that's about all I got. Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. And our meeting schedule, regular board meeting, Commissioners Board meeting on 12/3/24 at 5:15 Service Center. Notices, 30-day notice of appointment, UP 911 Authority, UP State Fair Authority, and QPAD. We all need people for.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.